Test 1 2. Test 1 2. But yeah, when you do those when you do the content, bro, you should try to do it so then you bang it all out in one day.
That's what I did. I did like how many girls did we do? We did 3 girls.
3 girls in one day?
So I did one highlight, full head of highlights, which was like, takes me like 3 hours, 3 and a bit, right? And then I did like another highlight, but just different color. So another 3 hours. And then, wait, what did I do? I think I just did a color.
So each hair takes 3 hours. That's how long it took you that day. Because it looks good, bro. From the outside looking.
No, it looks sharp. It comes, like, I love the whole process, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing, but it looks sharp, but it's, yeah, it's definitely, it's time consuming. And it's like, the shots that I want to look at, like that I would, it's like me coming here, like, okay, I want a close up of his mouth. I want a close up. So for me, it would be like, I want a close up of the scissors, this, that. Like he edits it later on and puts it together, but like, I wish I could be there doing it on myself.
Would you ever do it yourself, like with the camera?
That's what I want. I want to eventually get a camera that I can, like something like this, so we can.
And like the way it's done now is very, very nice. But you can even do it yourself, where it's not as like, let's say, professional looking. Where you could still get some solid content, bro.
Yeah.
And you don't need to like spend all the money. But that's one of the things I like about the pod here, is I do it all myself, so I have my own creative input on it. You know what I mean? I have my own little creative input on it, so that's what I like about it here. Here, I'm gonna do a quick intro for us.
These
here.
are nice. I like these.
Yeah, bro. You gotta. We're Italian. We put the drinks on the coaster here. And boom, we are live. What's up, everybody? Couple Casuals Podcast, episode number 23. I'm your host, Stefano, and today I got an absolute belletz on the podcast over here. He's probably responsible for your girlfriend's beautiful, luscious hair, and if you're a girl listening, you probably go to him, and if you don't, you probably should. So, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Colella, what's up?
Ooh, salute.
You like that, eh?
I like that one. It's a great intro.
Anth came with some gifts here, but before we get into it, I got to give a quick shout out to CandleHand. These beautiful paws we got on the table here.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, give them a look on at www.candlehand.com. Use promo code CC10 for 10% off and free shipping. And then lastly, we got the pints on the table, the casuals. Yeah, I got a little bit of Gitch here. They sent me over here. You see that? Yeah. Little T-shirt. Cameron's Brewing. Check them out at cameronsbrewing.com. Matt, you can reach out to Matt. He'll help you out with some stuff there. If you're at the LCBO, if you're at the bar, get some Cameron's Brewing, get some pints. I'll put everything in the bio. What's going on, Bella? How's it going?
It's another day. Another day in the office.
What'd you bring over here? What's going on?
You know what? I thought you don't like the bitters, so we went with a little, what is that, old-fashioned, but pre-mixed.
Gotta be.
I just, little some on ice.
35% alcohol.
Yeah.
We're gonna
party it up.
We might be a little buzzed by the end of this conversation here, but
let loose
a bit. But it's like, is it like, would you consider like a digestivo, as we say?
I mean, I would do it before. Like I would have this before
the meal.
Yeah.
Because I was telling you before the pod how I just absolutely love Montenegro, bro.
Buddy, it's one of my favorites too. I'll be honest. But like we were saying before, you got to get your hands on the Jefferson. Life changing. Ant's been
recommending this Jefferson here. I might have to check it out here, and they maybe need to throw him a couple bucks too, because he sold me on it, dear.
It's done.
It's a digestivo.
Digestivo. Oh yeah. But it's, I would say, more of the higher brand.
Higher brand.
Upper caliber. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because Montenegro is good. It's a cost run you like $40.
Yeah, more free, but there's so many stuff. There's like Amara, there's the Amaras, there's the
I don't like
Nino. The Nino's pretty good too.
Nino's? I never tried that.
No Nino.
No Nino.
You don't have the grappa.
Oh,
so you can do the Amaro as well. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord, we're a couple of Italians on the podcast today. I don't know if you guys know here, but that's how we do it. We keep it traditional. That's how we do it.
But I've been growing on the old fashions. I like that bourbon. I like the whiskey.
My cousin Selena showed me old fashions. She makes the drinks pretty good. For me, I always thought she would ask me like, "What do you want? What do you want to drink?" or this and that.
Yeah, and it's good. Like, look, on ice. Like, we're not mixing anything with it, so it tastes pretty good.
I have no complaints at all. I think it's very good, man. It's something to wet the lips here at the Couple Casuals podcast. You know what I mean? It's got a kick to it. I'll tell you that for free.
We're gonna kick it up a notch.
We're gonna kick it up a notch. We're gonna get into it here. And like I said at the beginning of the podcast, you're probably responsible for a lot of the beautiful girls that we see here in Woodbridge, Maple,
I hope
Toronto.
So. That's nice. I hope.
You know what I mean? He's taking care of them, making them look good.
Yeah.
You also do a little bit of men's hair too, but we're gonna get into a little bit of everything. So I guess where we can kind of start is like, how did you get into like hair in general? How did that happen?
You know what? I don't know. It was very weird. I don't have any hairdressers, I'd say, in the family.
No,
right?
nothing.
No one does hair in the family. It was weird. Growing up, I was always the type, like, I used to do crazy shit to my hair. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, what soccer player had the craziest hair? Okay, what's Beckham doing this week? So I would just, slap on highlights here, red hair here. So I was just kind of into it, I'd say, from a young age. And
dude, that's the best, right? Bro, because I remember when I was young, I used to always I had curly hair, strong curly hair. So it was hard for me to like do the styles, right? So I would see like a couple of the other boys, they'd have the beautiful hair like you guys, nice long hair. They used to be able to do the dyes. First of all, my mom would never let me get the color in there. She would never let me do it. Until one time, finally she did. You know what she let me do?
The front? Little cowlick, They got the gel too, eh? You can do the little colored gel. No,
that's it. That's all I did. But so as a young kid, you just were always like inspired. You wanted to just...
Yeah, my mom was cool, man. She always let me... whatever you want, and just throw it in. Dude, I even had like pink hair one time.
Oh yeah?
Well, we were in hair school, and it's like, let's try this, try that, and it didn't go out as well, or the color didn't lift as much, so we would just slap on anything, just.
So what would you? So I guess essentially what got you into hair was your own.
So just my own kind of thing. I was like, I knew I just definitely wasn't a school guy. Like I wasn't gonna pursue anything.
Well, you went to school for hair too, you were saying?
Yeah, I went to private school for hair. It's about a 10-month program.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a job, 9 to 5. You're there all day. I punch in, punch out, and then you do your you go in the salon and do your hours in the salon, and then let's say do your license.
So I didn't even know that. What's that process like? So first of all, where'd you go to school?
So I went to Marca College. Shout out Marca, great school.
Yeah,
great, yeah.
Highly
recommend. No, they have about, I think they might have more now, but 5 locations at the time.
Okay.
It was I think Brampton, Dixie, Mississauga, I think had another one. I went to the one in Duffer Mall, actually.
Okay.
So it was the easiest for me to get to from, Vaughan. So.
And so 10 months in total?
10 months in total.
Yeah.
And,
so when you're starting there, bro, like if you don't know anything, how do you even start?
So, actually, to be honest, so at high school, Joan, they had a hair course.
I remember.
Right? So I took that for like 2 years, 11 and 12. Super basic, but at least I got my, got my feet wet.
Get your feet wet.
See if I would like it. Yeah. It was all girls in the class, so I was like, actually, I think there was another one of the other guys. My friend Dom was in the class, but yeah, it was pretty basic stuff. And they actually had a little competition in grade 12. I remember we went to like Holy Cross, and I was the only guy in that competition too. So it was kind of, I got a little exposure because I was the only guy. So I got a lot of the judges.
You stuck out.
I actually got a job from that competition.
Really?
Yeah. It was a salon called Hair Avanti down in like Rathburn and like Islington and Rathburn area. Just shampooing hair.
Was that your first one?
That was probably the first gig. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, do you remember Salon Verve, bro?
Oh, Verve, buddy. That's the roots. That's where it all started.
That's where it all started?
For sure.
Okay, I want to get into that later, 100%. But let's stick a little bit on like, so then you went to school and then...
Went to school, so you're there for 10 months. And you know what? In the mall, you got a lot of exposure with like just people coming in. So it was like a 6-week, you get there 6 weeks, you're doing, theory stuff with the books. They're teaching you everything on the
mannequin. So you're not even touching hair first 6 weeks?
No, you are. Yeah, but it's all mannequin stuff. It's all mannequin, but all with the theory, so how to hold the scissors, all that stuff. And then I think we did a session that was like 1 week of salon success, I think it was called. And you're just kind of learning about the business side of it for about a week. And then boom, you're doing hair like on people.
I feel like that's what you have to do though, eh? Jump in.
You got to do it. You got to just go. And some people were scared. I wasn't the type to really.
Did you feel nervous?
I wasn't nervous because I'm here to learn. I'm here to fuck up. I'm here to make mistakes. You're paying $4 or $5 for a haircut. Like it's nothing. You have to sign actually a sheet of paper that says you're okay with students doing your hair.
Oh, okay. So they're signing up like, okay, I'm gonna get a bargain, but
I might lose an ear. Right? Yeah. Who knows if I'm gonna leave with one eyebrow or two?
It's up to you.
You know, right?
What do you want to do? So that's beautiful. So you did that, and then I guess that's how you get the exposure, right? You got to jump in. The best way to learn something is to fucking jump in and do it. So then, 100%. When you did that, you never really felt the nerves, which is amazing to see. But why? How did it become men's hair, not women's hair? Because you said you were starting off, you were doing your own hair, right? Man's hair. And then
I know. Yeah, but day one, I'm like, I gotta do girls' hair. Like I wanted to do girls. I don't know why. Yeah, because I don't know. Guys, to me, it's. Don't get me wrong. I still have my close friends. I do all their hair. Trying to steady like. trying to lean away from that and focus more on the girls, on the ladies side of it. But you know, this is the friends you can't say no to. And,
I know they come, they
come, and you know what? Sometimes I'm slow. You know, it's that slow time of the year on the girls too. Like, you know, school, work, whatever. I still got my boys that fluctuate the week for me, and it keeps me busy. So it's good. But sorry. So we were saying on the so I got it. Yeah, no, I mean, I always wanted to do girls. I thought there was just more money to be made.
Because it is more expensive, right?
It's more expensive for sure. And
there's a lot more involved.
But the thing is that, like, what I really, really liked about the ladies here, there's more things to do. You can get really creative. You can color, you can cut it, you can, you know, long, short, curl, straight. There's more things to be done. So I'm very, like, I get bored quickly. Yeah. So
where does that creative, like, so you have to add your own, like, little creative input to it, right?
Yeah. I was always that type of guy, though, creativity. Like, I like to draw. I couldn't sit in the same place for, you know, the whole time. So, like, different clients all the time. So, like, you know, you're constantly moving. Like, being in the salon, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're making coffee, you're, you know, greeting people. There's so many things going on. So that's my personality, right?
How do you take your coffee, by the way?
Black.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have coffee, to be honest. I just espresso. I drink.
Yeah, but for me, I call espresso coffee now. That's what I say. It's just because that's the only thing I have too.
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's just coffee. Yeah. And I've been having a little bit. This is a little side note, guys. I've been having a little bit of agita lately. I don't know if it's the coffee, bro.
How many coffees you have a day, though?
But not that much.
You gotta have one.
No, I can't have just one.
You can.
I just have. I have one in the morning.
I do.
Stamattina, I have one.
Yeah. What time you wake up?
5:30 or 6:30, depending on where I am that day.
So you do a nice. I actually started doing this, and because I used to crank the coffees.
Yeah, because at the shop,
at the salon, it's just easy. Boom, you push a button, let's go.
Somebody comes, let's
have a coffee, right? But recently, I do that. You know, old school. I do the macchinetta in the morning.
Oh, you bring it in?
No, because I work from home now, right?
Yeah.
So
nice. Okay.
So I just quickly do it because I go to the gym right first thing. So make a coffee, but now before the coffee, I do lemon, squeeze lemon water with turmeric. I mix that and I do a shot. And buddy, I feel great.
A shot of lemon and what?
I just do, like, literally, I fill a glass like this, water, and just put some lemon.
Yeah.
Cut half a lemon, squeeze that in, and a little bit of turmeric, and I just chug that down.
What's turmeric?
Turmeric is like
I never heard of
it. It's like an orange powder.
Okay.
But if you do a lot of research on it, it's really good for your digestive system. It's good for
maybe I'm gonna look into that.
It brings down inflammation. You know, I'm starting to get the fucking arthritis, tendinitis, or whatever. But you know what? I started drinking this, and it's actually a little bit better. So
if you're getting tendinitis, you gotta go to our buddy Anth. Show us Spacatuts.
Anduts. We know Anduts. He comes. He's once a month for sure. Hey, we're trying to narrow him down every 3 weeks. We got the taper going for Anth.
He always makes the joke. He said, I don't do straight blade.
Yeah.
He always makes that joke. It's the best. But so you say you're situated from home, eh? So So how long have you been doing that?
Home now. It's gotta be 3 years. Because
what made you want to do
COVID
that?
And everything, right? So when the vid came around, it was just at that moment it was just easier for me.
So maybe let's talk about that a bit. What was that like for you? Because I know
buddy, we got shafted, right? The salon industry.
Excuse the ice, guys. Here we got a little mix.
Shovel it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna set you up here. Yeah, because
sure, it does a little.
The hair salon is really they really fucked around with you guys a lot, eh?
Yeah. Bro, you know what? It's what are you gonna do? You gotta listen. It is what it is, right? That's a whole nother.
I know it's a whole nother black hole they call it.
Yeah.
So what made you want to go? So you kind of had to improvise and say, okay, I'm gonna do it from home now. And then how did that whole situation?
Well, yeah, okay. So lucky enough, I had my basement already renovated, salon kind of style, just to have, because I thought, if anything ever happened, at least I can always do some hair at home, right? Either for my mom, my Zias, some family, stuff like that.
Do you do it all for your family, by the way?
Yeah. My mom, I actually did her hair yesterday.
Nice.
Shout out Ma, keeping her looking fresh.
That's it.
But yeah, no, it's definitely the family. But it was just easy transition from the salon to go right to home. Everything was done. So yeah, you know what? It's got its pros and cons. I'm a fast-paced type of person. I like the salon. I like the action. I just like that, that movement constantly, like my mind going, boom, boom, boom. At home, it's a little as busy as I make the day. It's still lax in that sense. But
and there's the whole thing of like getting up and going somewhere too. It kind of breaks up the day a bit.
And that's the thing.
You probably you feel I feel like you're a very social guy, and like you would want that.
So the good thing about being social in my industry is like I'm seeing different people every hour, 2 hours. Like I'm always seeing somebody, so it was good. Even with COVID, I was like, hey, at least I can see one or two guys. Like I would, I still work through COVID, whatever. But everybody had to make do. But it was great doing that.
Yeah. So. And you mentioned social, bro, because I had Sargon on the show.
Yeah, I know. And you know what's funny? I watched that whole one.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, Sargon was. He went to school with us, right? He was killing it doing the barbering.
He was a legend.
Yeah, he was a legend.
And that's why I find it so interesting. Because you like a lot of.
Well, I remember him, man. I remember. I was like, but I couldn't get into that barbering thing. I wanted to go the other way.
Which is still that's amazing to see though, because the majority of the pack went that way.
Yeah.
And then you didn't. So that's why I'm interested to hear like kind of like that thought process behind it, right?
So it's what. I have to say, in hair school, man, I got really intimidated with the girls because there's a lot of steps, right? There's a lot of steps.
Let's be honest, the hair for the girls is a little bit more.
It's a little.
You don't want. There's a lot more involved, and then if you fuck it up, the consequences might be a little bit worse.
So it's funny because in the beginning you don't really know everything about I'd say the chemistry of it, but as you get more, once you understand what things do, it's actually not as bad as you think. I can make it sound easy. Like to me or to another hairdresser, we could talk about it. It's easy. It's tough to break it down to somebody that doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No, like I believe it. It's like anything. You do when you start doing it. It sucks.
You tell me about a car, I got no idea. Me too. Just fix my tire.
I have no
idea.
I have
don't
no
know
clue what's going on. The 45 gauge. I don't understand.
No chance. Sorry. I'm not.
That's not me either.
So the more comfortable I got with the. I'd say the color in the beginning, I was like tripping out. I'm like, holy fuck, there's so many. Wow, what are these numbers? What does this do? Like,
there's a lot, eh?
Well, yeah, you look at a color box, there's numbers on it. And you're like, what the fuck does this number mean? So each number means something different, right? So once you get that down packed, and I can get into the whole thing. But once you understand the basics of, even color cancellation, the color wheel, it's pretty easy.
So that would say is like the bread and butter.
Yeah. To me, like a good colorist, good hairdresser, if you can, it's funny, like at the Verve days, a Saturday was the busiest day, but like you have to think all week we had colors and clients, so sometimes there's no color. So a girl come in and be like, hey, what do you want to do? Okay, here, I want this color. You're like, yeah, no problem. You got to make it seem like everything's good, and then you go in the back like, fuck, I don't have the color. How do I make it? Okay, we're gonna make the color.
Oh, so that's what you do. You literally make the color on the spot.
You make it on the spot, man.
You mix colors. That's arts and craft over there too. Eh?
So and I would always go to the stylist that I was with, that the more experienced ones, and I'd be like, or my boss, I'd be Lenny, what do we got here? Like, can I do this or this? And he'd be like, yeah, okay, go. In the beginning you're nervous, but then after a while I go up to him and ask him, and he'd be like, don't even ask me no more, just go. Yeah. And I'd be like, fuck, are you sure? But that's how you learn though too. Exactly. You gotta go through. You gotta just go. Where it's like a little bit. Oh fuck, what do I do? You gotta just go. But it's funny because. I could do the same exact thing as you, but it's not the same because you're so used to that person doing it. I'd be like, I did the exact same mixture as Steph did. Well, I don't know. It's not the same, but it is on the same because we would write down everything, right? So let's say you were sick one day, I'm taking over for you. Oh, Steph does this. Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing, but then to them it looks different. It looks different. Just because it's not them doing it. Exactly. You know what I mean? They'll nitpick at little things, right? There's your little bit of like, that's probably why people, first of all, come to you and they like the Anthony Colella effect that you bring to the table. And I think that's a big part of like why you're going to get a lot of clients and you're going to be successful in this sort of thing. Yeah, I hope so, man. It's good. It's growing. It's, I don't want to stop. I don't want to be the guy that's just, Anth does the same thing on me. He's boring. He's boring. I never all my girls I'll say girls. More the girls. Whatever you want to do. Let's say you want to do blue, but let's do blue. You want to do it? Let's try everything. I'm down. I'm down for everything. You're willing to try new things. And I want them to look the best because they're my walking advertisement. Yeah, and that's one of the things Sargon said too. Each hairstyle that you do is literally your walking billboard. Exactly. And I know that you've gotten a little bit into the content too, which we were talking about before pod too. Which you look at it's a beautiful idea. Okay, and this is why good that you're doing podcast. Like you wanted to jump on the pod and have a conversation because then you're coming from different angles, brother. Of course, that's the thing. It's a new age. Yep. And especially for you do good work. I don't know anything about hair, but it looks beautiful to me. Thank you.
And the girls look beautiful too. So everybody looks beautiful at the end of the day. So you look at these things and it's like, okay, Instagram is like a good avenue for you to just dish that stuff out there for people to see. You know what I mean?
But it's true. My whole Instagram is either it's just hair pictures.
It's all your work.
All my work.
Your
you got a couple of me and going out to weddings here and there, like little like stuff like that. But most I just want it to be a work thing.
Yeah. And that's what it's like. It's like a portfolio.
Exactly. Back in the day, there was magazines, this and that. And now it's boom, Instagram. And
now it's Instagram.
10 times more people can see it in the matter of what? Seconds.
It's literally instant. No pun intended. It's literally unbelievable how quick, and it's free advertisement, and it's something for any person who owns a business or anything to consider. Is like you want to make sure that you're using these things to your advantage.
You need to, man. There's times even I should be even more on it, but like sometimes I get caught up, and I had many chats with Ernesto, one of my good buddies, and Anth. He gives me shit all the time. You got to do it, but it's really hard. Sometimes I'm such a busy day, busy schedule. I don't have time to go outside and take a picture.
Yeah.
Or even I'm picky too. Like sometimes I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna take a picture.
Yeah.
Or nah, I don't like the lighting today. Oh, it's raining outside, because I really don't like the lights.
Yeah.
Kind of messes with the color.
I feel like it does. Yeah.
So then the girl, they come in and they're like, oh, I want my hair like this. It's like, okay, fuck, it looks blonder than it really is, because that light fucking, makes
so the picture changes it.
So dude, all the time, man, all the time.
So it's like even how good it looks, it probably even looks good or better.
Because bro, I can make a girl's hair blonde, right? But then I put it against these lights, it looks white, and then they're like, I want the white blonde, but it's not really white. It's you know what I mean? But just that. So I like going outside because you get the natural
lighting,
or just even because I'm in the basement, I don't have a window.
Yeah.
Even if it was beside a window, it'd be beautiful, right? Like the nice natural lighting.
Nothing beats the natural lighting. At the end of the day.
Nothing.
That's the way.
With any type of work.
Any type of work, 100%. And you mentioned like the hairstyles, the different colors. Is there trends like within women's hair? Like what is the styles and trends like?
Yeah, still you got the balayage. It's pretty popular. But I think right now a lot of it's just customization, because there's so many techniques you can use that make crazy difference. But I would say with doing the highlights and the balayage would be like still the hot balayage?
What is that?
Balayage it's pretty much like a nice transition from like dark to light on the ends. You've seen a bunch of girls that have that, right? Yeah. But now it's a little bit higher up, right? So a lot of the times girls they want to feel like really, really blonde high, but they still want a little bit of the root. They still want that root, so you gotta like smudge it out. So you gotta do like full head of highlights, blur out the root. It's a whole process.
That's what I feel. I feel like when I look at it, I'm like, holy fuck! How the hell are you doing these different colors, bro? How do you?
That's why it takes so long, man. It's a long there's girls, they got thick hair, man. They're there 4 hours with me.
Is that how long it takes? What's like the average length that it take to do one of these things?
So average, I try to bang them out. If I can get them out in like 3 hours, 3.5, that's like good. Because there's some girls, I follow a bunch of like great hairdressers all over the world, and like I've even been to classes that they're there like 6 hours. Even the girls like that they've now changed maybe over to me, and then they talk about where they went. Oh, I was there all day, 6 hours.
6 hours.
So it's man. And you're getting. The thing is that I'm by myself. I don't have a team. I can't say, okay, I'm gonna do the color. Steph, you're gonna wash the hair. Jordan's gonna do the haircut, and then Matt's gonna curl it. Like there's so many. I do it all myself, so I can't. Sure, if I had 3 more people, I could smash colors all day. Boom, boom. Because to me, it's only an hour and a half. Right? Every hour and a half, I'm doing another person.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not doing that other step. I can just keep it moving, right? Yeah. So that's why I say sorry to my clients too. I'm like, sorry, it's like so much. It's a month wait, but like there's only so much I can do,
but
right?
They still come for a reason, right? But so when the girls come, are you cutting too, or is it straight
doing
color?
Everything, bro.
Yeah,
cutting. Oh, dude, I love cutting, man. I love the whole thing.
The complete package.
Yeah, I want to do it all, man.
So there's styling too, where I guess girls will come. Do they come for like styling, as in like they're getting married or something, want to get their hairstyle?
So the bridal stuff, you know what? It's funny. I'm gonna shout out my fiance because
and salute, you got
salute. Thank you so much. Yeah, when it comes to bridal wedding stuff, Diana, she's the queen. She's the queen. She does it so fast.
Does she do hair as well?
She does hair. Yeah, we actually met at the salon. That's another story.
Yeah,
it was funny. Funny how that happened.
Nice.
Never said I did a hairdresser, and I'm marrying one.
Is that what you said?
Well, you don't want to mix work
where you work,
so just play the cards the way the world works, the universe works. It happens,
that's
right?
The way it happens.
Yeah, man.
When you least expect it, boom.
Boom. But yeah, when it comes to bridal, she's the best. She usually brings me just to like speed up the process, because some of these bridal parties, bro, is like, 13 people, 13 girls. Like we did one like a couple weeks ago. It was like 10 girls. You're like, fuck, and they got to be done by 10 a.m. Like fuck, right? So we had like 3 of us going. So it gets. But for me, it's not for me. I like the color. I like the cutting. I like the.
You don't like the group.
No, waking up at 5, I gotta be at the house. It's early mornings. It's a lot of stress on the day too. Like there's always, it's just no.
It takes a lot of time, right?
I'd rather the bride come the week before,
and
she's gonna vent to me about all the problems all the day,
and
I make her feel better, and we just make her look good. The color, you know what I mean?
Which, by the way, I have to ask you about that too, because you just reminded me. This is something I wanted to ask you as well, because. I go to a barber. I said this to Sargon when he was on too. When you talk with your barber, you're talking with them. You're telling them everything, this and that. But for your dynamic, it's a little bit different, because you're not, most of the time, you're not necessarily talking to men. You're talking to women.
Oh yeah.
So what's that dynamic been like? How do you navigate through that? You gotta be a good communicator to be able to have these different conversations.
You know what? I think throughout the years, man, I got really good at it. Hey, you know what? And there's also some times where I mess up, because you're telling me something and it's like, oh fuck, and then I blur it out to somebody else when you don't even realize that you're just talking, and you're like, oh yeah, he knows her, and you're just so excited to talk about it, and you say the wrong thing. It's happened, but
it's a part of talking, communicating.
It's a part of talking, and I never want to talk about anybody bad and the wrong. It's just always good things, positive things, always. But it's nice, because we build a bond. Like how often do you get your hair done? Every other week. Okay, so you're seeing that guy every other week. Yeah. I see my clients sometimes more than my family.
I know,
and it's crazy. So like these, some of the girls, like we have fucking heart to hearts. They cry in my chair. Oh, dude.
See, you gotta. It's, I think that's a big part of this industry, though, too. I'm
a hairdresser. I'm a psychiatrist. It's everything, man.
That's what I mean. A lot of people they don't take that into consideration. So if you're considering getting into hair and stuff like that, you got to learn how to talk to different people. You got to learn how to different conversations.
You know what's crazy stuff? That's, I think, the hardest part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you gotta I could do hair. Guy. Oh, come, I'll do a quick haircut. But it's to carry a conversation all day, every day with different people. Yeah, man.
That's where the challenge comes.
That's the challenge, right? And you got to think about somebody new, someone that's a new client that comes in your chair for the first time, and you're in charge of their whole fucking appearance.
I know.
So you gotta make them feel comfortable right off the bat, right? It's not like they don't fucking know who you are. Okay, they might see pictures, but like
they're getting to know you right then and there.
I always said you could be a pretty average hairdresser, like good, but just a nice person and good. They're gonna come back. You're gonna be busy. You'll be successful, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point, bro. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that up, because I know that these conversations, they're not small. They're big. They're big, because at the end of the day,
I know families, man. I know their families. It's like I never met them, but I know about them, and it's good thing. It's
Zia Maria, I heard about her. She's nice.
She's the best.
She's got really good lasagna. Hey, I heard about that. Yeah.
Told her to bring me a slice next time.
That's it. But it's true, bro. It's like you're having these conversations, and at the same time you're working. If you're gonna feel comfortable with the person that's doing your hair, and you're doing all these, you're going to these appointments, you're going to look forward to them. It's going to make that experience that much better. That's what
100%. 100%. It's,
it's the best.
It's the best, man.
And I want to ask you a little bit about like a mentor. Have you ever had a mentor in this game? Like you have somebody that showed you the way, somebody that you kind of took inspiration from, influence from?
Oh yeah. Big time.
I'm sure in the salons, we mentioned Salon Verve, which
Verve,
we can talk about a bit
Verve, Lenny, the owner there, that guy, he was like he was my guy.
How did you get in there?
Funny story. It was so when I was in hair school, the owner there said, "Do you want a job?" I said, "Yeah, sure,
of course,
no problem." Let's hook it up, right? And he at first actually sent me to Yorkville, the salon in Yorkville.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, fuck,
it's beautiful,
Yorkville right away. I'm down. Let's go." Right, let's go. But the thing was, it's a little bit far.
Yeah.
And it was only for one day. It was a Saturday. So I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's worth me going just one day a week. Like, I don't know, right? He goes, okay, if you want, there's a salon up in Vaughan, or a Salon Verve. Salon Verve. What the fuck is that? I never heard of it. Bro, I lived here so long, I didn't even know there was a salon in that corner, because it's right in the corner,
beside the LCBO, and usually you're going to the LCBO, so
yeah.
you're just going right into the LCBO.
But then, I was young, dude. I always thought Yorkville, downtown, that was the spot. I wanted to be in the spot. I didn't really think there was amazing talent up in Vaughan, right?
Vaughan area, yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll go meet with the owner and we'll see how it goes. And I'll never forget, bro, I was like 20 minutes late for my interview.
Oh shit.
And why, I was coming from downtown. The subway, there was a delay. I wanted to go home. I wanted to change. I didn't want to look like a schmuck. I had color all over me,
Yeah.
And so I get there, and it was funny. Knowing Lenny now, he would have never fucking,
Yeah.
if he would have said, fuck this guy, that's it, he's done. He's not working here or whatever. But it was funny. I walked in, he goes, you're like, I go, Len, I'm so sorry, I'm late. And I explained to him the situation. He goes, okay. And he goes, what do you want to be in the hair industry? What do you want to do? I said, I want to be the best in the world. Like flat out, like that. And he's like, what the, he starts laughing. I go, no, I'm not joking. Serious face. Right? He's like, okay. I go, yeah, I'm a competitive guy. I don't like to be shit at anything I do. I want to make sure, I want you to know I'm going to work hard, full tilt. I want to learn. I'm not scared of making mistakes. And I think he just saw the fire in me. So he just said, fine, let's do it. So I worked there twice a week, just at nighttime, before after school, about 2 hours. And then Saturdays all day, just assisting.
Which that's probably where you learn, eh?
Oh,
the Saturday's busiest day.
Saturdays, buddy.
Shit show.
It's because we did it at the time when I was there. There was a lot of us. There was like 13 employees maybe, because he did those hairdressers. We did makeup. Those 2 makeup artists and eyebrow shaping girls, and that did the makeup too. And then they had a girl doing at one point waxing and like nails at one point too. Like there was and a receptionist. Like it was packed.
I remember you used to make good coffees there too. I went there for a bit too. That's where I started going to.
Yeah, who did it? Danny. Yeah, Danny.
Danny.
Shout out Danny,
and
my
Dom
boy.
Too.
Shout out Danny. Oh, Dom. Yeah, Dom Spataro. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. He moved up north.
I remember at that time he did. And then I was really in limbo looking for a hairdresser because I really enjoyed going to him. But then eventually you try out these spots and you figure it out.
Yeah.
But then this guy Lenny.
So Lenny, I was like, and I said, Len, I want to sit beside you, like.
Did you hear about him before? Like,
well,
he was a reputable name?
Then once you start to get to know him, and then he starts showing you, talking about like, oh, he was in the sponsor. Everything was sponsored by L'Oreal, which was huge, right? Probably the biggest brand out there. And so he's like, I want to sit beside you, Len. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I want to sit beside. If I'm gonna learn from the best, you're the best. I want to sit here. Right, so I can just pick up everything he was doing. So I would just watch him like a hawk, remember his schedule. Like I tried to be the best assistant I could be, even to everybody else too. Like but they were all good, man. Like everybody was good in something. Everybody was.
Like that place was full.
At one point in time, they were the best, I'd say, in the area, really, for sure.
Eh?
But I'm not a biased opinion. Like I think. Technically, they were really,
Even the customer service there, because I think that's a big part of it too, Anth, is like the customer service.
But he was on you, man. He was on. You had to, say hi to everybody, take their jacket. Yeah. Like you had to, you want to call, like you had to be, and that's how I am now. Like he just, put that in my head that you have to be so efficient, so organized. So buddy, I used to remember ladies, how they took their coffee, what magazine they wanted, so it was ready, like.
That's beautiful.
Dude, crazy.
Those
little things like that.
In the hospitality industry, you mentioned Ernesto earlier too. They did that podcast with Dave Grutman. I remember one of the things they said is that he would fire people in the server, and if somebody would ask the server where's the washroom, and then they would point to it. If they would point to the washroom, that guy would be fired right away. Because it's to your point about hospitality. You got to walk the person there. You got to show them this is where it is. It's all about those little things.
You got to care. You got to care. You got to show them you care.
Yeah, that's what it is. You got to put that in, and that's the experience I got when I went to Salon River. I'll never forget this story because nobody ever did this since. There was one time that Dom was cutting my hair, and he was like really behind. When I was done, he made me a coffee, made me a little biscuito on the side, beautiful. And then he's like, don't worry, this one's on me. One's on me. But I was just like amazing. I didn't expect that. I was like, no, don't worry, it's okay. But I think that these sorts of things make the big picture, and it's amazing to hear. I figure because behind every great man that does something very well, I think there's always somebody that they looked up to or that showed them the way.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because then I went to another salon where the dynamic was just different. There was less people, right? Because I went to Kleinberg after. I was renting a chair there, and it was just different. More where I met Dee.
Oh, okay.
And,
she was working there as well.
She was working there, yeah.
Okay.
So and it was just like 4 people, very quiet, more chill. I was like, oh fuck, what's going on here? This is like I'm like fucking. okay, what do you want me to do? You want me to clean this? You want me to, like, I was just on fire, and it was, hey, take it easy. Everything's okay. Relax. You want a cob? Let's go for a cob. Let's go for a cob. What are you talking about? So it was just, it's cool that I got to do both sides of the spectrum, which was nice.
And then, as we go into like the last segment here, would you ever consider going back into a shop, or you want to stick solo?
Oh, I would love to maybe one day have my own little place.
That's what I was gonna ask as well.
Yeah, for sure, man. I would love my own little place. Maybe do nothing big, something small, maybe boutique style. Just good hairdressers, good work. Create a nice little vibe, some tiny, man, just tiny.
That's the way I feel like that's what you appreciate.
Yeah. I just want to do good hair, man. That's it. I just want people to know that you go there, the work's gonna be really nice. You're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the people. You're gonna love the atmosphere in there. That's it.
So it's not quantity, it's quality.
No, God, dude, I'd rather do 2 full sets of highlights a day, but the work is spectacular, and they can brag about it, and
I feel like that comes from your personality. Would you say that's the way you are even outside of hair?
Also,
you like to be clean, organized,
clean, organized, everything, man, everything. I'm not a messy guy. Everything has to be, I'm not anal. It's certain things I'm a little bit like OCD. I gotta clean this, clean that. If I feel that something a little off, I gotta move it over. But I think that's just a good way to just live your life is a little bit of structure, a little bit of organization.
I'm the same way. I can relate.
Yeah.
I think it's important too, and it makes me feel better too.
Oh, buddy, it's
keep everything organized.
Keep everything organized. It's it's tough because it's a lot. They are long days. You're doing long days in the salon, right? Like you're working all day, 9 to 9, 12, whatever, 12-hour days, right? Plus I wake up, I go to the gym. Like it's
do you go in the morning?
Oh yeah, I'm a big gym guy. More for my dude. It's more mental, like. I know you got some fitness guys, Anth here. You guys are big gym guys. I love the gym. It keeps me. It's the only time in the day that no clients are bothering me. So I go early. Not that I shouldn't say bothering me.
No,
but
you
know what I mean. Messaging me, booking appointments.
Too,
it's my mom's on breaking the chops. It's just my time to kind of focus and just let it all relax.
What time do you go in the morning?
I try to get there for 6.
So you go bright and early.
I go bright and early, man.
Fuck yeah.
And I like a good hour and a half.
Yeah, and then you start your day when you usually take your first client.
9.
And then you'll go
or whenever it is. But I usually 9 o'clock.
And how many do you do in one day?
It depends, right? Like if I got a lot of girls, it's less girls, right? Because the services are so long, right? Let's say maybe let's do 10 to 15 on average. Let's say, but if it's more girls, maybe 8. Stuff like that.
Beautiful. Yeah. And do you have any plan, like when you want to go on your own?
On my own. I'd say maybe the next. I'm giving myself about the latest 5 years.
Because you have the clientele.
The client, I know. It's just, dude, everything's so like.
It's really, I know.
Everything's so. It's a lot. Like plus I'm getting married. It's I'm doing that thing first, which is I'm excited to do that, and
When's that?
Next year, next May 13th.
May? Okay.
Lucky number 13.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, right? So like. We wanted, I would eventually, I don't know if we'll be in partnership and go in together in the salon. That was always my thing. I always wanted something of my own, but obviously, we do the same type of service. So we would definitely be working together at some point.
It's interesting because Sargon's girl too.
Does she do hair?
She does hair
no
as well.
way. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Barbering or?
She does barbering
No
as well.
way.
Yeah, she just opened a shop up there in Alliston, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
So
she probably got the best fades up there. That's for sure.
But 100%.
From that, for sure. Who's getting fades there, man?
Everyone's gonna be walking around with fades in Alliston.
You're gonna know it's Sarga. That's awesome.
There's gonna be some Zachary's walking around there with fucking fades, brother. They're gonna be mad.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
that's funny. Good for her.
That's funny because you met your girl there and then he met his girl there too.
Yeah, man.
That's what happens.
So I would say 3 to 5 years, hopefully.
3 to 5 years, beautiful.
Settle in. We bought a house. So once that gets all, Pine Valley and Major Mac there.
Okay,
the new development. So next year, hopefully, no more delays. But like once that's all done, kind of see how things are. Maybe find something. Steph, I believe in just there'll be a time.
I think they call it divine timing. It happens when it's supposed to.
Yeah. And I'm not rushing. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying everything now. It works good.
That's what I mean.
No complaints.
You got to think about it like this. You got the skills. You got the clientele. You got everything in the package.
Yeah.
The only thing is when you're ready, you go and do something like that. And that's it. That's what it comes down to. So long may it continue. So we'll go into the last segment here on Couple Casuals podcast, which I call Salute. And I think it's very fitting today from my bellow Anthony over here. So
I can salute to everybody.
Exactly.
That's a lot of salutes.
So salute, you know how we do in Italy, you know, a little cheers
To anybody I want.
Anybody, and you can.
Well, first
end
we're
it
gonna
off.
cheers. We're gonna salute Steph having me on the show over
Thank
here.
you for coming, Bello.
It's great to do this, and but I'd salute all the clients.
Yeah.
All my loyal clients that have put up with every conversation, every move that I've made in the last little while. Salute to my fiance and the family.
Beautiful.
For putting up with my shit. No,
That's it.
no, definitely the clients. Salute. Thank you for all your business, and let's finish off the year nice and strong.
Let's do it.
We got a couple more months till, right? The
Yeah, it
holidays
goes by
and
quick too, Bello.
the busiest months. But yeah, salute.
Salute.
Cheers,
Thank you
guys.
so much. Before we sign off, tell them where to find you there, Bello.
Oh, guys, if you want to find me, honestly, so I left Stefano. I got you a
was
card.
another
I
thing
got you a
that-
card, and
Like a true Italian, he came bearing gifts.
always,
He brought
always.
this bottle here, and then he came with like a gift. It's like a
Yeah,
gift.
so it's gift. Oh my god! So a card, obviously, but just a gift certificate. I can't
Yeah.
speak anymore. It's fucking.
Maybe
It's kicking in. It's
catching
kicking
up.
in.
That's what happens at the zoo.
That's it. So see you later. That's what it should
Maybe
be.
we should do a giveaway or something. I don't know what.
You want to do whatever you.
Or maybe I'll give it to a bird. I don't know.
I say, or yeah, whatever your client. Yeah, you want to do that.
Yeah.
So I give him a gift certificate. It can be used haircut on me.
Yeah.
Your next guest, whatever you want to do, just let me know.
I really
It's-
appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you so much, Bello.
Yeah, you can find me just on my Instagram, Anth Colella, Anthony Colella.
I'll tag everything.
Tag everything, and just DM me. And
That's
it.
so if they want to book an appointment, they can just
Just contact me directly. I usually I'm pretty good. I answer back quickly.
Yeah.
It's just because with the timing and everything, I don't really have like a website or anything like that. Just I like it's more personable too. You know what I mean? They get to know me. We get to talk.
Love it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice,
Beautiful.
especially if
Long
we
way.
have a little connection. Like, oh, I know Stefano. There's always already that little bond right away. We
Yeah.
already have something in common, so it's nice.
That's where it already starts off on the good.
It's always on
Especially
the-
if they know me, they're probably a good person.
buddy. I don't know about that.
Thank you so much, guys. I love you.
Thanks so
Nobody
much.
else. Until next time.
That's it. Ciao, ciao.
Salud.
Salud.